I run Study here, and I just finished the entire Diablo 3 beta of Act 1 and of course also from 1 to 25. And I want to show you guys what build I've been running with and show you all the things you need to also make this work. So I tried quite a few different setups. I tried some melee setups, I tried some range setup, and by far the best one I found was the melee build with using Twisting Blades as the main damaging ability. And of course you had a ton of utility and mobility to add to that as well after. I was actually able to make this build feel really smooth and really fun to play. The other builds I tried, the range abilities, they were kind of clunky, even though they were also pretty strong. But by far this felt the best to play and also the strongest of them all. And the main thing that I found that was really useful in these builds so far in Diablo is having of course really good mobility, also AoE and single target. And that's where I found this melee build to be functioning really well in all these different aspects. So if we look at it in game, of course we have our skill tree here, and it is kind of overwhelming at first. There's definitely a lot to learn here, and I'm definitely not an expert at all by any means, but I've gotten a decent overview by now. Now the first, of course, you have the basic skills. These are actually pretty boring, don't really do that much. I found the Invigorating Strike to be the best one by far, and this one it actually gave you energy regen. None of these others really give you any kind of regen, and of course energy is our main resource needed to actually cast spells. The more energy you have, the more you can use your spender. Spenders are by far the biggest damage, and your basic ability here doesn't really do that much. But it's a nice mix of course 2 melee and 3 ranged abilities to choose from. And I went into a few more points to get even more energy regen and a bit more damage against vulnerability. Then we've come to the main bread and butter of the build. That is of course your spender, your core skill here, and I chose Twisting Blades. I actually tried almost all of these. I tried Barrage, I tried Flurry, Penetrating Shot, even Legendary. The only one I did not try was Rapid Fire, but I also been told this is a pretty decent spell. Now, even when I had a legendary for Penetrating Shot and it was actually a really strong legendary, it still was not as strong as the Twisting Blades, both in terms of how it feels to play, but also just the numbers. So definitely make sure you get all of these here, and of course also the Twisting Blades rune here with Enhanced and also Advanced Twisting Blades. These are the ones I felt like worked really well, have really good synergy with the kit. And then I went down and got Shadow Step and of course Dash, both for great utility. Get around really quickly. So you shadow step to the enemy and start applying your Twisting Blades, and you can just shadow step out. It's really easy, and it gave great mobility and also insane damage. Then we went next to the Subterfuge, where we got into a Dark Shroud. This has a really good defensive stats. Can be very useful as the rogue is quite squishy, so getting this definitely helped a lot, especially on the bosses as well. Now we come to the imbuement. These were actually insanely strong, and I definitely undervalued these at first, but this one here with the shadow improvement was crazy strong. Basically, if I was fighting something, I would imbue my shadow improvement, and the next 2 spells would deal increased damage. So of course, always try to even hit it with my Shadow Step or my Twisting Blades just for increased damage as well there. And then at the end, level 24 or so, you also get an ultimate ability, and here I picked Shadow Clone. I didn't really get to play them that much as I was very close to 25 anyway, but these also felt really strong. So basically the entire build here is just dashing around, teleporting around enemies, hitting them, striking them down. And I'll definitely say that the gameplay felt really smooth, definitely compared to all other games where early levels, let's say before you hit max level, these can be kind of slow, like Diablo 3. This actually felt extremely balanced and very fast paced, and it felt like you were definitely being rewarded for quick reaction times, but of course also punished if you were slow. Since there are quite a few abilities you gotta dodge, this is also where I felt like the mobility and the utility of the rogue here with the melee was really nice. Like I said, I also tried to build with Shadowing Shot here. I just felt pretty decent. It's by far the best range ability I tried. That was of course also with legendary that gave me increased penetration. I'm actually not sure how it feels without, as I basically made the entire build based on that item. So if you're currently playing the beta or you're gonna play the beta, I would highly recommend at least trying this setup here. You can of course always refund all abilities. It costs almost 0 gold to refund your abilities. You can try multiple different specs. I've refunded about 5 times now already to try different setups. It costs almost no gold. But I'd highly recommend trying this out at least for the first time leveling until you get an understanding of the game, of the abilities. This will get you to level 25 and get to Act 1 immediately without having any issues with low damage, as I felt like this was by far the best setup that I tried. And that's of course both in terms of damage output, but also in terms of feeling very nice to play. There was no clunkiness at all. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. Definitely a lot more to come with Diablo 4 and the beta. If you want to see more of the Diablo 4 content, make sure to watch the video on screen now, as I'm sure you also enjoyed that video a lot. So I'll see you in that video over there. Peace out.